Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we'll be looking at another locomotive review because I figured I'd do an extra one because this is a brand new locomotive, well, brand new version of this locomotive, and I figured I'm trying to keep up with the new stuff. So you get an extra video this time. This is the Farish Stania 8F. This one is a particularly special model, which is the Bachmann Collectors Club edition, but this would also apply to the normal versions, but I'll tell you a bit more about that later. But we'll get all the boring stuff out of the way, which is the product code, which is 372-160K, LMS Stania Class 8F, running number 8624 in LMS Lined Crimson, and this is exclusive to the Bachmann Collectors Club, which is, well, it's Crimson. It comes with well, it doesn't come with, but it accepts a Next 18 DCC decoder. Since this is a special edition version, you do get a little certificate saying, no, this is certified, this is a genuine Bachmann Collectors Club special edition. This is number 101, so I'm quite happy with that. Inside the box, you do get your usual, I've stuck it on the front here, you do get your usual accessory pack, which I'll go into more detail what is inside. You get your usual warranty, which I'll pop over here, and then you get the owner's manual. Not quite manual, but we'll go with it. Zoom out a little bit so it's a bit easier to see. This is the LMS Stania 8F locomotive owner's information. So it tells you about the locomotive a bit more in detail. It tells you about the motor type, which is a cordless motor, DCC capability, which is a Next 18, recommended decoder, blah blah blah. Speaker, it does have a speaker already fitted, so that's already in the tender. So if you have a sound decoder, you pop it in and then you're already good to go, so that's always nice to know. Electrical pickup, which is locomotive and tender, so that's the 8 driving wheels here and the 3 wheels on the back here, so that's always good. The accessories, it shows you where they all go, but it also gives you a list of what they all are. So we've got coupling hook, snowplow, front steps, cylinder caps, cab doors, and additional injector pipework, so that's always good. On the back it just tells you spare parts and the warranty again. Inside you get running in, which basically run it 30 minutes in either direction. Lubrication points, which is the axles on the main wheels and also the various connection points on the running gear. And then it tells you the where to install the DCC decoder, which is inside the tender. And it looks like you just carefully pop off the tender body, which I'm not going to try because I'll probably break something. So yes, let's do a quick weight test before we go on to anything else. So just quickly wait for that. If you're wondering why I got a wait, that's popped up. If you're wondering why I got a Bachmann Collectors Club version instead of the usual version, it's because I've got a nice collection of LMS locos now, but not one of them is in LMS Crimson. Just to mention the weight, it is 70.8 grams, so let's just say 71 grams. That's basically nearly 3 times a Mark 1 coat, and that will give us a lot of running power. It has got tracks and tyres, but that's quite standard for N gauge. But yes, the reason why I got it is because I don't have any LMS locos in Crimson, and I really wanted one in Crimson, and they were going for silly prices, which is to say that this is also a bit of a silly price, but you do get a lot for the price. So, yeah, I wanted to really have one, and yeah, I figured I'd get the 8F in Crimson. It's not quite a prototypical livery for this loco because it will normally be in black in all variants, because the normal 8F will be in black, but this is a preservation livery because it was painted at least once in this colour, one of them, particularly locomotive 8624. After it was restored, it was painted crimson lake livery. Then rather than that, then as far as I know, it is now painted in a more prototypical black. So But what is special about this locomotive is that the actual prototype, it was actually a Southern-built locomotive, if I'm correct. I think it was built in the Ashford Works, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'll double-check that. But let's have a quick look at the locomotive itself before we get onto the turntable. As you can see, it's very finely detailed. It does have NEM pockets either end. The interior of the cab is detailed, which I'll show you better on the close-up. It does have glazing on the cab windows. It's very heavy, as we've already seen. Does have most of the metal, most of the weight is in the actual running plate there. I think there may be some metal separately fitted bits. I'm not entirely sure. It does feel like the cab's made out of metal. It's even though parts of it are made of metal, but it does have a very weighty feel. Boiler definitely feels like metal, so there is a lot of weight in there. I just can't quite tell which one it is. The running gear is a very nicely coloured. It's basically just looks like it's polished steel, but I think it works very well with the livery itself. You can see some separately fitted parts like the handrails here. I think that piping is separately fitted. Actually, it is separately fitted. There's handrails on the front as well, and also the running number on the front, but not on the buffer beam. But the buffer beam is detailed with rivets and stuff like that. If I just zoom in, you should just be able to see the rivets there. The riveting is very nicely done everywhere, as you can see on the cab and on the top of the cab as well. So yes, that's very nicely done, and also the detail on tender is quite nicely done as well. So yes, I'm going to stop yammering on about it and let you see the close-up of it on the turntable, and then I can actually tell you a bit more about the class itself. So I'll see you in a bit. The London Midland and Scottish Railways 8F class 280 is a class of steam locomotive designed for hauling heavy freight. 852 were built between 1935 and 1946 as a freight version of William Stanley's successful Black 5, and the class saw extensive services overseas during and after the Second World War. LMS freight traction suffered from the adoption of the Midland Railway's small engine policy, which left it with trains double-headed by underpowered 060s, supplemented by inadequate Garrett and Fowler 7F 080s. The AF design incorporated a two-cylinder arrangement of the Black 5s. They were initially cast as 7F, but this was later changed to the more familiar 8F. On the outbreak of the Second World War, the design was chosen to become the country's standard freight design, reprising the role of the GCR Class 8K had in the First World War. The War Department had 208 8Fs built by Blair Peacock and the North British Locomotive Company, and requisitioned 51 more. Stania 8F production for the War Department continued until 1943, when the cheaper War Department austerity 280 was introduced. Production for the British domestic use continued until 1946. The AFs were successful and durable locomotives in BR service, with 666 locomotives surviving until 1960, with routine withdrawals not beginning until 1964. 14 AFs are known to have survived, with 6 locomotives being preserved in the UK. The 7th was used as a spares donor for other preserved AFs, as well as a number of new build projects. None of the pre-war AFs survived into preservation. Right, here we are with the LMS 8F on the layout. Just to mention how much one of these costs. The normal retail price for the normal version of this is about £144. It's a bit steep. For the special edition one, it is actually more £170. So yeah, that's the non-DCC sound fitted one. The DCC sound one is a fair bit more. So yeah, That's it. It's a very pricey Lyco, but it does run exceptionally well, and I will give you an example of that in a minute. But yeah, it is something to consider when buying. So yeah, let's have a quick go at the slow speed, because I have already got the controller on and ready. So let's have a quick look. Slowly turning up till it's yeah, it will eventually stall. But this is on DC, so that's roughly as fast as I can get it, and not quite as smooth backwards. But it might just be because it's not quite as well as on DC. So let's have a quick run around the layout at a decent speed. I haven't actually run this Lyco in, apart from a quick test here and there. As always, the inside track is just under second radius, and as you can see, it doesn't have any issues. It's a very nice Lyco. Trying to keep it so as much as possible, but right. Let's bring it to a stop, and then we can connect up the test rake. There we go. Right. Just gonna give a quick cut now so I can connect up the rake, and then we'll see it pulling 8 coaches. So see you in a sec. Right, here we are, ready to couple up. I'll just put it into reverse, and that has connected rather nicely. As you can see, it has no issues pulling 8 coaches. Each one of these is the usual 25 grams, so 3 Mark 1 coaches equal just over the weight of the 8F. And it's pulling, that's 8 of them, so that's 200 grams as opposed to 72 grams. Was it 71? I don't remember anymore. This rather casual speed. It has no issues. Here we are. Yes, well, this might be pricey for some. I will have to say it's a very good performer from what I've seen so far, and it does come with a factory fitted. Ooh. I think one of the coaches may have got caught there, but yes. It does come with a factory fitted speaker, so all it really requires is a sound decoder. So I'm just going to bring it to a stop. I'm just going to have a quick check of what it may have got caught back around there. What? Probably got caught. It's either that or while moving the coaches onto the inside track, I may have derailed one of them. But either way, it seems to be fine. And yeah, seems rather happy. Still very astonishing detail. Quick close up. But, I know it's a fictional livery, or somewhat fictional livery. I can't really fault this one, other than the price point, really. And so it's quite usual that back when, well, Graham Ferris locos are rather pricey and all that lot, but if they can give exceptional performance, it may be forgiven. So it's up to you, really, if you really want to spend £144, no, not including postage, on something which runs with exceptionally well. So it's something to consider, at least. And yeah, this might be what I think it's my second most expensive loco at the moment, not if you include the Brian Bell, but oh well. Anyway, I'm going to send her off on her way. There we go, a bit more speed this time. Yeah, seems happy now. He may have just got caught on something. But yeah, this has been James from Gosport Railworks, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So I hope to see you again next time. Take care now. Quick view of it here. Take care.